I was born blind. Now, thanks to a surgery, I can see. Ask me anything. Any thoughts on your duck? I feel if I was blind and saw my own penis for the first time, I'd be pretty damn confused. Lol. I had touched it, of course, if you know what I mean, but when I saw it, I thought it looked funny and I was laughing at it when I was alone. What was the first thing you saw? And now that you've seen so many things, what was the first thing you wished you saw? Now I kind of wish I had seen the faces of my loved ones first, but they were standing aside from me to not bother the doctor. What kind of surgery was it and how did it work? What were your first impressions when you were able to see? Very emotional. I was crying for a good while. It was a laser surgery to remove the abnormal blood vessels in my retina. How did it feel to see yourself in the mirror for the first time? Congratulations, by the way, smile, I'm so happy for you. Thanks. It was weird because people have described to me what I looked like, and from feeling my body I thought I was a bit chubby and had large hands and feet, and when I actually saw myself, I was like, wow, a nice guy, but that's not what I thought I looked like at all. Have you looked at the wonders of the world, even just a picture, yet? I imagine it would be kinda hard to grasp without sight. Also, how was it learning to go from Braille to the English alphabet for reading? I had a private teacher who came and is still coming to my house to work with me and teach me English. It wasn't very difficult, I actually grasped it pretty quickly. Now I find it difficult to read Braille. I have seen pictures of them, yes. What was the one thing you really wanted to do and thought you never could, and have you done it now? Go out alone, without any guidance, and be able to get somewhere on my own. That means so much to me. I don't want to make you uncomfortable and don't want to guess at your sexuality, but I'm so curious as to how it felt to see someone you were physically attracted to for the first time. Whether it was from a previous relationship or just someone at the grocery store, was it different having a visual element? Thank you for sharing your experiences. I'm completely fascinated and will probably spend my evening researching this type of game-changing experience. My mother-in-law is deaf and has been contemplating getting a cochlear implant. Honestly, I have never dated in my life and I have never had a romantic relationship with anyone. Because of being blind, I didn't go out a lot, didn't meet a lot of people. I was basically living in my small circle of family and friends. And I was homeschooled, and probably no one would want a blind boyfriend anyway. But I'm straight, if you wanted to know that, and maybe one day I'll meet a female I'll feel that kind of attraction to. How is your vision now? Do you require any aid? How has dating changed for you? How has your attitude toward your appearance changed? Do you exercise or try to dress fashionably now? How did you choose your clothes before? Unfortunately, I don't have 20/20 vision. That wasn't possible. The cause of my blindness was complicated and I was only given about a 50% chance that the surgery will be successful at all. I have to wear glasses every day to sharpen my sight. I have honestly never dated before and I'm not very interested in doing it right now. This time has been very emotional to me and now I'm working on other things. I wanted to find a job, to become independent from my parents, find a living place of my own and travel. And then, maybe later I'll start to feel a need for another person. I was glad when I found out I wasn't chubby after all. Lol. I exercised before and I exercise now. I enjoy running, swimming, weightlifting. My friend is a fitness trainer and he helps me with that. I didn't choose my clothes when I was blind. How could I? I didn't see them. My mother did it for me and I just trusted her taste because what else could I do? Now I choose clothes myself and when I look at my old pictures, that's not very different from what I used to wear before. I wouldn't say I'm very fashionable. I like to keep it plain and simple. Were you hesitant to get the surgery? As it would be life-changing? Or were you all on board from the get-go? I wasn't hesitating at all. I never really accepted my blindness and always wanted to see, and I was super excited to learn that it might be done. What's your favorite thing you've seen so far? Difficult to choose. Might be the sea. My friends took me to the seaside and told me to keep my eyes closed while they guided me down to the beach. It was so blue and huge and it was just so much water suddenly in front of me that I got really confused. Lol. I can't wrap my head around seeing for the first time after 21 years of life. I don't want to waste your time getting philosophical, so I'll ask my question: what were things you enjoyed when blind but now that you can see them, you don't enjoy as much, or you just look at it in a different way? No pun intended. Probably sleep. Being blind, I went to bed early and I enjoyed sleeping because I was dreaming a lot and it allowed me to escape the reality of my life that I didn't want to accept. Now I don't want to sleep so much anymore because I feel like I might miss something by passing out for 8 hours. Lol. Was being blind the same as you closing your eyes now? What did being blind look like? No, it's nothing like closing your eyes. If you close your eyes, you can still see light behind your eyelids. It's very difficult to explain what's like to be blind. I can only describe it as nothingness. You just see nothing. No darkness, nothing. Maybe it's not a good explanation, but I can't find other words. It's not black, it's not darkness, it's just nothing. I commented above, but someone once said if you close one eye it can give you the idea of what blindness is like. With the one eye shut you don't see anything. It's just nothing. Congratulations to be able to see beauty. What will happen to your guide dog though? Will it retire and become a normal home dog, or will it serve another person? He's still with me. I don't think I would be able to give him away. I have come to love him so much and he has helped me for many years, and even though it might be reasonable to give him to another blind person, I can't. Asking the important questions. Thanks bro Sidon. Have you gone to a museum? If yes, what did you think? Do you have a favorite painter/artist? I have. I thought I would be kicked out of there because I automatically wanted to touch everything, but you're not supposed to touch anything in a museum. Lol. I don't think I have a favorite artist, at least not for now. What's the one thing you're looking forward to seeing the most? Is there anything you've seen that you were surprised at how it looked like? The faces of my loved ones and friends, people who have been there for me my whole life. I was surprised at pretty much how everything looked like. Even though people had described many things to me, it was very hard for me to make a picture of it in my head, and every single picture that I had made turned out completely wrong. I remember hearing some bits about how patients with later life vision restoration operations, into adulthood, struggle to interpret visual stimulus. Are there any difficulties that you have run into in learning to use/interpret visual stimulus over auditory/etc.? And what/how has the experience of relearning the world through sight been like so far? I had a trouble with associating things with their names. Because touching was mostly my way of seeing before, for a while I still had to close my eyes and touch something to know what it's called. Like, my mom brought flowers to my room, I saw them and at first, I didn't understand what it was because I had never seen what flowers look like. Then I touched them and was like, oh, those are flowers. Now it's fine, I have understood what the world works like, but at the beginning, it was like being an adult baby basically. I had to learn everything like a small child would. What are things called? Reading, writing, etc.